I hope it doesn't come to any surprise that if you have excess facial fat, whether you're overweight or obese, then you're just simply not going to be able to see the structure and the definition that lies underneath. And that goes for any part of your body. You know, if you have extra fat on your arms, you're not going to be able to see any sort of definition. It's just going to swallow your bones and your muscle altogether. So it's a huge point of contention for those people who desire to have defined facial features, but yet there's that layer of fat over top of it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can reduce that facial fat to reveal the structure that lies underneath. The first thing that's important to note is that there's no such thing as spot reduction when it comes to fat loss. You can't lose fat in just one specific area. It's just not possible. And I know that's contrary to popular belief. You see lots of ads and commercials, get six pack quick and stuff like this. It just doesn't happen like that. It's all or nothing. It's a collective effort. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is you have to lose fat collectively, all at once, top to bottom. Now, it is also important to note that people are different. Everybody has different genetics, and some people retain fat in areas and they lose fat faster in different areas. Me, for example, I lose fat lastly in my legs. So if I'm dieting, I'm getting shredded, my six pack is popping, but I still won't see any veins in my legs until the last couple weeks of the diet. That's when I start seeing that actual definition happen. So it's gonna be different for every person, but generally speaking, most people lose fat in their face first. So this is a good thing for those of us who are trying to achieve facial definition. You might actually experience definition in your face before the rest of your body. So how do we lose facial fat? Well, the most obvious is something you may have heard of, and that is to be in a calorie deficit. What this means is you're taking in less calories than your body needs to maintain your current weight each day. So I know this kind of sounds like a word scramble. It's just some random words you probably haven't heard before, but I'll dive in a little deeper. So everybody has something called a BMR. This is your basal metabolic rate. This is basically the set number of calories that your body requires each day to maintain your current weight. So not going up, not going down. And you can find this by going online and just Googling a BMR calculator. You go on there, you enter everything it asks for, I think your age, your height, your weight, and it'll produce a number for you. This is more or less your BMR. To lose fat at an appropriate rate, which is about 1 to 1.5 pounds per week, you don't want to do too much more than that because then it has ulterior effects on your body, your organs, and stuff like this. So you want to take it nice and slow, just like the tortoise and the hare. You know, the tortoise wins the race in the end. Don't want to do these crash diets because then you're going to be losing muscle and stuff like this. So don't do that. So getting back on track, you find your BMR and then you subtract 250 to 300 calories from that. So for me, mine's about 2,500. If I'm trying to lose a pound to a pound and a half of fat per week, I'm gonna reduce that to about 2,200 calories per day. Now, you just simply find out what are the calories in the foods that you take in every day. You're gonna have to track it. I like to use MyFitnessPal. It's super easy to input all the foods you eat, and a lot of them already have the calories in the function, so it knows what's already in the food. You add up all the food that you eat in a day and make sure it's 2,200 calories, 300 less than that 2,500. Now, the easiest way to keep track of this calorie intake is to more or less be eating the same foods each day. I know it sucks, it can get boring and mundane eating the same foods, but this is the easiest way. If you want to be trying new foods and mixing all these different things together, that's cool. It's just going to take a lot more effort inputting all the foods and finding out the exact calories. It's a lot more hard to track. So it's an option, but I personally just eat the same foods every day. Now, if tracking calories isn't quite for you, or maybe you just want to do a little bit of the tracking calories thing, you're gonna have to make up for it with physical activity. These are the two ways to reduce your calories. You can either consume less or burn more in the gym. So you know when you're on the treadmill, you're running, you can look on the screen usually and see exactly how many calories you burn. If you run 7 miles, 7.5 miles at about a 7.5 mile per hour rate, you're gonna burn about 800 calories. So maybe that wasn't the best example. 3.5 miles would probably reduce that 300 calorie goal that we're trying to reduce from our BMR. Hopefully that made sense. So obviously the easiest way, in my opinion, is just running. I like to run on the treadmill. You can see exactly how many calories you're burning. If you prefer doing the rowing machine or, you know, the elliptical or the bike or whatever you gotta do, these are the easiest ways to track it. On top of that, I strongly believe everybody should start weight training. Weight training is great because not only are you losing fat by burning calories, but you're also gaining muscle at the same time. And also it increases your testosterone. When you increase your testosterone, your body naturally burns fat faster. So it's like the perfect recipe, burn through and melt away that facial fat. Start working out, start training. You're gonna like the way your body looks, you're gonna like the way your face looks.